today, finally the sun is shining. I'm so happy because I wanted to do this video for like 2 weeks, but either I've been socially extremely busy or it was so dark, so gloomy that I couldn't really take anything with my iPhone camera. So today is perfect spring weather and I'm very happy that I can finally do this video. And I want to do a very short talk today about my skin or professional skin analysis that I had 2 weeks ago because I went to the dermatologist about my acne problems, and he recommended that I go see an aesthetician to help get everything in check. And they actually had a package which was a professional skin analysis where they look and talk you through about what your skin actually, what kind of skin type you actually have, and maybe what kind of mistakes you do in your skincare routine, and also treatment. And they had a package for that for new customers, which was really cheap. So I decided to do it because if you read my blog, I have, until 2 weeks ago, I had no idea actually what my real skin type was. I always said that I think my skin is normal leaning towards oily, because my skin is never dry, it never has patchy things. I do have a lot of pimples, acne, blackheads, clog pores, like everything, and usually those kind of skins have oily skin. So I was pretty convinced that I may have oily skin because of all these symptoms and clog pores that I have. But on the other hand, if I read things from people who have very oily skin, they said they are always oily, their makeup is never really lasting, which is not the case for me. My makeup stays put all day. When I wake up, I'm not very greasy. So I was never really sure what kind of skin type I have. So I said, okay, if they have this package, why not just try it? And I did, and it was actually really enlightening because I actually did it wrong like my whole life, which is hilarious, but I think that happens, so that's why I'm doing this video, for you guys to know. And at the professional skincare analysis, first they talk to you about what you do, like how your skin feels. Does it feel tight after washing? Does it feel tight after moisturizing? Does it feel tight in the night? And all this kind of thing. Is it oily? Is it greasy? Do you have problems, blemishes, all those stuff, so they can get a grasp on what you might have. And then of course the scientific part is they are taking 2 measurements of your skin from these 4 parts, the cheek, the chin and the forehead, and they're looking for the hydration level and how much oil or fat is in your skin. And they were doing this with me, of course, and first they're taking the hydration level, and I scored a 33 out of 100, which is not very much. She said that is dry skin or borderline very dry skin. I was like, what? Like, my skin is never dry. My skin, like, I don't know. But she said we will get to that in a second. And they took the other measurement, which is of course the oil, and I scored a 52 out of 100, which is not oily at all. Like, oily skin starts from around 70, she said. Like, most people with oily skin are around 70 or 80, and people with very oily skin usually score more than 80% on the fat or oil measurement on the skin. And I had 52, which is completely perfectly normal. So yeah, I don't have oily skin at all. She said I'm very far away of oily skin. I actually have pretty dry skin. Here's the thing, I never would have thought that because my skin does not have symptoms of dry skin. Like I said before, my skin is never dry, it never feels dry, it's never tight. And I talked to my esthetician about that, and she said that's actually pretty normal. It can happen. There are some skin types where the skin itself can cope pretty well with the skin type that you have. So in my case, I do have dry skin, but my skin can actually balance out that very well with the oil and the hydration levels, so I don't feel dry. And she said that can happen. And that's why I treated my skin wrong my whole life, because I assumed because of all the blemishes I have that I do have oily skin, so I used all these moisturizers and treatments for oily skin, which actually was not very good because most of them are quite drying. which is obviously not the perfect choice if you have already dry skin. So I established a completely new routine, which I will also do a video shortly on that, because that works amazingly for my skin. And yeah, that was a pretty big shock to me, because I would have never thought that I have dry skin, like not in a million years. But it's very good to know. It's nice to know. Pretty cool. So after I discovered that I have dry skin, I obviously needed new skincare, because all my skincare was targeted towards oily or blemish prone skin, which is not really the skin type that I have. So I went off to drugstore and other things to get stuff to care for my more dry skin type. And I actually bought a lot of natural skincare, because I got this new app where you can see what is in all your skincare things ingredient wise, and like 90% of all the drugstore things that are sold in Germany are really bad. There is hormonal stuff in them. I don't want to slap that on my face, so I went off and saw what kind of natural skincare there is. So I have like a mini haul, and I just want to show you very quick what I got. And I used it for like 2 weeks, so I give you a very quick post impression, and then we're done with this video. Okay, so I got this toner. I got this toner from Cartier Paris, Kosmetik Nature, Rose Floral, Lotion de Beauté Apaisante Visage Rose Camomille. So it's a rose and chamomile water, and I used this for like 1 or 2 weeks now, and I really like it. It smells amazing. It smells very fresh, like roses, but not so much. So it's very calming. I use it after all my acids, and it's great. I really like it, and I think my skin has been not breaking out so much since I'm using that, so that definitely is nice. And kind of in the same range, I bought finally the Roche-Posay thermal spring water for sensitive skin. And I was always wondering about this, because it's just water, but I used it and I actually really like it. I was surprised with that myself. I use it after I cleanse my skin. The water in Berlin is extremely harsh. It has quite a high pH level, so I use this afterwards to kind of balance out the pH level of the water. And I really like this. I don't know, I feel it's refreshing my skin. I use this as a mist throughout the day on top of my makeup if my skin feels a little bit dry or parched. I like it. I like this a lot. Since I started filming this video, I dropped the things I wanted to show you like 3 times, so that's just me, and it's kind of embarrassing, but okay. I also bought 2 things from Dr. Hauschka. This is a German natural skincare brand, and it's actually very popular in America as far as I know. I've never tried it. I thought it was really expensive, because I know a lot of like actors and VIPs in the US are using these things, but they're actually kind of affordable. And what I really love about this brand is that they are selling these little cute try sizes, so you can get them for $2 to $3.50, I think, and you can try, and you get usually like 5 milliliter, which is enough for a week or 2 depending on what you're getting. And I got a facial oil, which is actually for oily skin, but it's said to be like clarifying and calming, which is actually what I really need because of all the blemishes. And I've used it 3 times now, and as you can see, it's almost completely full, so I think I can use this for probably almost a month before we run out. And this is just the €2 version of 5 milliliter, and the full size is 30. So this is really good price value, and I love the scent of this. It smells amazing. It's not heavy at all on the skin. It soaks in pretty fast. You should use it in the daytime, but so far I have only used it in the nighttime because, I don't know, I just did. And the other thing I got is the Rose Day Cream and Light. It hydrates, harmonizes, and soothes the skin. I have not tried this yet. I am still searching for the perfect moisturizer. Most moisturizers are not sinking into my skin, but I will talk about that in detail in my skincare routine video that will come up shortly. and it looks like this. It's also 5 milliliters, and I think this will also last a week maybe, or maybe 2, depending how much you use. I will probably not buy the full size of this. I have not used it yet, but it's very heavily scented. It smells extremely like roses, and I don't like roses that much. Like, it smells very, very, very rosy, and I don't like that. So I will probably not buy the full size, but I will try it out before that. And yeah, that's my story on how I treated my skin wrong my whole life. I really hope that does not happen to you. If you are not sure what kind of skin type you have, you should probably go and see if there's a cheap professional skincare analysis that you can do. The one that I got was in a package, but originally it would have been 25 euros, which I think is kind of affordable. It's not too much. It's 45 minutes. If you are from Berlin, I will link down below the institute that I went to because I really like it. I like the aesthetician. I went there 2 times now, and I also have another appointment. So if you're interested, I will link that down in the description box. And I'm very, very sorry that I advertised my skin as being oily for the longest time on my blog. And actually it's dry. I'm sorry, I did not know that. And yeah, the next video will be about my very, very much dry skin approved updated skincare routine. And until that, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your support, and have a nice day. Bye!